What's going on, guys? Ryan O'Toole back here again, giving you guys another awesome review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the highly anticipated sequel for a bunch of people that grew up watching the original first two films of this series. That is Bill and Ted Face the Music. Excellent! If you guys are new here, feel free to click that subscribe button and that bell notification icon for more reviews, reactions, rankings, and more movie content. A visitor from the future tells best friends Bill and Ted that one of their songs can save life as we know it and bring harmony to the universe. So I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. I watched the first two Bill and Ted movies most recently for the very first time. I've never seen these movies until this year. I know it's shocking, right? Bill and Ted 3 has been talked about for years. Fans have been demanding it, and now we're finally getting it. This was going to be a theatrical movie, but because of the pandemic, it went straight to VOD. Watching this for the first time this morning, I really enjoyed Bill and Ted Face the Music, and it's surprising because this is the third installment of this trilogy. It was hilarious, but it also had some surprising, really emotional stuff in there involving family. And it's just a fun, wacky, kooky adventure like the first one was. Bill and Ted themselves, Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves. Now, Alex Winter I'm not familiar with as much as Keanu Reeves, obviously. Keanu Reeves, we all know he's John Wick, The Matrix, Speed, like so many action movies Keanu Reeves in. To see them back in their roles, their iconic roles, was a match made in heaven. Bill and Ted are older now. They're fathers. They have daughters that are just like them with their personalities. We'll talk about them later. And then, of course, their medieval princesses' wives from the 1400s thrown in there as well. And they're just dealing with the fact that they're older, they're married, they're fathers now. It's a mature story. The plot is just pretty simple. They have to go back to the past to get a song that they wrote for the future and just save it. It's a pretty simple plot, just like the other two. But with this one, they explore a lot of the things that you really loved about the previous two films, which is the time travel aspects. Now, the time travel genre can get a little bogged down and confusing. A lot of the times, this came out around the time of Back to the Future, so it was a lot of time travel movie competition between these two, but I think the Bill and Ted movies explore it in a lot fun ways in there. And with this movie, while they're going back in time and then going to different time periods, paying homage to the first movie, bringing back historical icon figures, it's just a fun adventure that Bill and Ted themselves are going back and just doing something that they enjoy doing. There's new additions as well, either daughters or sons of previous characters from the previous films, and then we see characters from the previous films show up in here again, like Death. Death was my favorite character by far in the second movie, and once Death showed up, I was just very happy to see him because I loved his character from the second movie. Bridget Lundy Payne plays Ted's daughter, and Samara Weaving plays Bill's daughter. And it was great to see the daughters in here play a significant role, being just like their dads. Samara Weaving was the standout for me. Bridget Lundy Payne was really great as well. I have to say the finale to this movie was pretty cool to watch. It's a lot of fun. This movie was just fun. 2020 has been an awful year, thrown at us a lot of toxic things. This movie just brings a lot of fun with the finale to the movie, and it was just really cool to watch. As far as issues with the movie, the one common viewer will say this is just a rehash of the first movie. It's trying really hard to be that first movie. I do disagree with that. While it does pay respect to the original two movies with the time travel and the Bill and Ted isms that you see, it tries to be its own thing, and that's what I really appreciated about the film. While the comedy is trying to go there in certain sequences, it may be a little too dry in certain parts, like with one robot character. Some of his comedy worked, but sometimes it's a little bit forced. There's a recycled joke he throws out a lot in the movie. Also, I wish the movie was a little bit longer. The Bill and Ted movie's usually around 90 minutes long, but I was so invested with the story involving Bill and Ted being fathers and dealing with their wives, Wish there was a little bit longer to focus on certain subplots that were very interesting, but it just wasn't dived into more like I hoped. Before I give you guys my final overall thoughts on Bill and Ted Face the Music, if this is your guys' first time checking out my channel and you enjoyed hearing my thoughts on this movie, do me a huge favor, hit that like button and consider clicking that subscribe button, because I do new release movie reviews every week. I do ranking videos, Blu-ray hauls at the end of the month, and if you're interested, I do a podcast called the Fallen for Film Podcast with my buddy and co-host Colin Williams. We dive into all the newest movie news, we have guests on from time to time, and we talk movies in an in-depth analysis. If you're interested in that, podcast platform links are in the description. Bill and Ted Face the Music was a really enjoyable third installment in the Bill and Ted trilogy. Watching these movies for the first time, it was a really fun time. Keanu Reeves and Alex Winters are Bill and Ted. They're great in here. The daughter storyline was very interesting. I wished it was a little longer and some storylines were fleshed out more, but still, if you really love the Bill and Ted movies, you're gonna really enjoy this one. On my rating scale, Bill and Ted Face the Music gets a B+. So yeah, guys, that was my thoughts on Bill and Ted Face the Music. What were your guys' thoughts on this third installment in the Bill and Ted franchise? Did you love it, think it was okay, or did you absolutely hate it? I will be doing a Bill and Ted ranking with this, so look forward to that ranking. Thank you guys as always for watching this review. All my social media links are in the description below, and in the words of Bill, be excellent to each other and party on, dudes!